call every week for help for parents, and that includes us. Cody and I are daddies of littles and other ages, and we get that help every week for the WFRN family in the form of Triple P with Trish, Triple P Parenting at triplepparenting.org and on Facebook as well. Trish, good morning.
Good morning.
So glad to have you here.
Thanks, me too. It's nice and foggy outside, so
Oh,
you guys
my
saying it's
goodness.
supposed to get
She
80 is
rolled the
great.
fog in. When I got here
not.
earlier this morning, it was not foggy.
I saw a car in front of me earlier this morning and was going, it had to be going like barely 40 miles an hour, maybe 35.
Oh,
And for a split second, I thought, why are you going so slow? And then I thought, oh, wait, I'm going that slow too. You have to in this fog.
I
It's
can
hard
only
to see at times.
I can only
Yeah.
see you. I
Yes.
can't see anything else.
Dawned on me. We're all creeping along
pretty
because it's
thick.
foggy. So yeah, maybe something we should be mentioning. If you haven't left home yet, a lot of folks haven't, obviously, give yourself extra time because of all the fog.
very good advice.
So what do we have
Thanks
this morning,
for that.
Trisha?
Sometimes
We have a winner.
We do.
we do.
Yes.
We're a little foggy on how to pronounce her last name.
Yes, so we apologize ahead of time, Heather, because we're challenged with this. Is it Heather Misiewicz?
I think it's you're showing it to me. I think it's Mesikiewicz.
Mesikiewicz.
Misa-
So
I-
congratulations.
Can you spell it just for clarity?
All right, so it's Misiewicz.
That, Heather, you won, Heather. Congratulations.
You're the one.
So Heather won a $50 gift card because she decided to write in a question to us at triplepelkhartcounty.org.
And
Awesome.
we want to thank Perkins Restaurants and Bakeries for the gift card.
Thank you.
So
So
that's
congratulations.
That's how it's done. If anybody else out there would like to win, that's how you do it. You reach out to Triple P. You say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. You do that either with email, on Facebook, on the WFRN Morning Show Facebook page. You can do it all those kinds of ways.
Oh, my goodness. I just realized Perkins Restaurants, perfect. Perkins is the perfect sponsor or gift card provider, actually, for Triple P.
Provides the fourth P, maybe.
There's another P. Yeah, it's quadruple P.
Okay.
So I know you told us you're going to be talking about something. A lot of ears are going to perk up quickly when I say this. Teenagers.
Yes. So we're going to talk about how to handle teenagers when they're either arguing with their siblings or maybe raising their voice and arguing with yourself as the parent.
It's hard to imagine a teenager doing that.
I know.
Tricia.
I never, ever argued with my
Yeah, I mean,
siblings when I was a
we never
teenager.
did that.
I don't
Surely
have
we never
any
did that.
experience with that except for back when I was the teenager.
Yeah, I got 2 teenagers. So, yeah, this is pretty common.
We won't
And,
name them. Boys, we promise we won't.
Yeah, thanks. So we practice this quite a bit at my house, and it's directed discussion with your teenagers. So I'd like you all to go ahead and picture your families. Doug's like
I'm closing my eyes,
his eyes and
rubbing my
imagining.
temples. Yeah, imagining.
And let's say you've already established the expectation or the rule with your family. In our family, we're going to talk nicely and calmly with each other, even when we're disagreeing. We're going to stay calm. Okay, so that's the foundation. That's the baseline rule and expectation. Knowing that, always be prepared that your child's going to fail. You want to have a plan in place because they're kids, they're growing, they're going through so many changes.
And some more than others based on their personality types and the way they're
Yes.
oriented and wired.
And hormonal influxes,
Yes.
girl or boy. Yeah, it plays a big role in it. So be ready for that verbal explosion at some point. So when that does happen, go ahead and get close to your child, the teenager, say their name, get their attention, and stay calm yourself. And go ahead and tell them right away, like, hey, please stop arguing. That is not how we are supposed to talk to each other in this house or in this family. Because
Lead by example.
yeah, lead by example. You don't want it to escalate, so it is okay to interrupt your kids sometimes, We want to lead by example and be polite, but there's times where we do need to just hop in and intervene. And then ask them what they should do. Like, do you remember what we talked about over the weekend on how we're to communicate with each other when we're upset? Yeah. So this is a little different from the younger kids.
That's good. My kids are much younger, but I have a tendency to, if they're getting at each other and it's escalating, I come in way over the top,
Yeah.
to like squash that candle.
I
Probably not the
share
best
that,
way to
I
do
share
that.
that tendency. Yeah, I do that. And then I feel like, I have this mixed feeling of, I feel like that was needed. I would get that sometimes as a kid, and I had great parents combined with feeling like, oh, I'm not role modeling maybe as well. So it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to navigate sometimes.
Yeah, it is. But when we can stay calm, when we lower our voice level and we're staying really calm, it's a lot harder for our kids to yell back at us because we're not fighting, we're not resisting anymore. So
or at least to keep yelling back. It's kind of they're going to lose their gas.
So there's no escalation for them to really build on and to feed that.
A soft answer turneth away wrath.
Yes. Yes. Very good. Yeah.
That sounds like a proverb.
It does. It is. As you know. So good. That's good.
Yeah. So ask them, prompt them for questions. How are we supposed to talk to each other? Now, teenagers are a teenager and they're like, I don't know, Mom. Tell me.
Like, you're the radio expert, Mom.
But we know, but we know they know the answer. Our teenagers are smart. So we're like, oh, I don't know. Can you think of anything? Prompt them more. Like, can you remember the level of the tone of our voice? Get creative with your questions and have some fun with it. And see if maybe you can de-escalate some more. And then once they do tell you how they're supposed to respond, say, oh, yeah, fine, okay. I'm supposed to be calm even when I'm mad. Like, yes, that's right. Let's have this conversation again while you're practicing being calm, even when you're frustrated.
Sometimes the explosion or the anger levels down to eye rolling and passive aggressiveness, so they just contain it more.
Mm-hmm. And you can do some planned ignoring when that happens.
I like that, planned ignoring.
So you're going to plan to ignore that and get them, to calmly talk.
Schedule it into your calendar or your day timer. Planned ignoring.
See, personally, I find that really frustrating, the eye rolling, when my son will do that.
It's not highly respectful.
It's not, but by the end, if he can calm down, and he does, because we do this one a lot. He'll talk calmly. He'll rephrase his frustration
cool.
back at his brother or back at me in that calm way. By the end, that sassy, disrespectful attitude is usually gone because he's actually feeling like he's being heard. And I'm acknowledging, like, I know you're frustrated, but let's try it again.
And we all want to feel heard.
Yeah.
Instead of joining a herd. We don't want to join a herd. We want to feel heard.
Go against the crowd.
Yes, that's right. Swim upstream. And these are great tips to help us do that.
Yeah, and always end strong when your child has done something like that. The teenagers often feel horrible. Teenage years, puberty, all of that. There's so much self-condemnation and like, oh no, I don't fit in and I look awkward and I have pimples all over my face and nobody likes me and all this other stuff.
Like 2/3 of the kids in a lot of schools that feel like they're the loser of the school.
Yeah,
and they're great kids. They're great kids. And the other third are putting on some kind of a front to be like the popular kids, but deeper, and they've shoved that deeper down, but they kind of feel the same way.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So as soon as your child has talked calmly, even in the practice, you're practicing with them, you're walking through this with them, praise them. So like, good job. You were frustrated and you were still able to talk really calmly with me about that. Thank you. You did a good job. Next time I know you'll be able to do this more easily.
That's so cool.
Great.
Easy.
And I know too, and so many of us know from our own teenage years, and that even that we're the place as parents. They like, even while they're sassing or struggling or resisting or whatever, they know that unlike most of the world, you're somebody who's got their best best interests at heart, who loves them, who will be there for them, who's not going anywhere. And so I'm thinking we can rely on that fact that they know that deep down. They're not gonna.
Hopefully, yes.
Yes, hopefully. That's what
I
we're praying for.
listened to this one parenting thing years ago, and it really changed the way I looked at my house. And it gave really great advice, and it said, be the safest place where your child can fail.
Oh, that's good.
Because we are the one that's going to love them through thick and thin.
That's
so they need to know that in the home around us, they can be the worst version of themselves and still know that they're loved, that they'll be corrected,
That's so good.
and that they'll be taught and trained on how to behave properly.
Because we give a rip. We care. We love them.
We care.
Yes.
And we want them to be the best.
Yes.
Out in the world, if they fail and they lip off to their teachers or whatever, they're not going to have as much grace. They might just go straight to the principal's office.
Right.
We don't know.
Eventually, they might be forced to change schools, but they're still loved by us, and they're accepted. Yeah.
So
good stuff.
Be okay with your kids' failures, but still hold them accountable.
Great stuff,
Great.
Trish.
Thanks,
as
Trisha.
usual on Triple P with Trish. To find out more, go to Triple P Parenting Elkhart County on Facebook or Triple P
And we're really
ElkhartCounty.org.
excited.
Yeah.
We've got 2 upcoming events, and for the first time, we are going to be in Napanee at the end of this month.
Hey.
So, yay!
Wonderful.
We're in Napanee.
At the public library.
Okay.
And we're
Okay.
going to have free activities for the kids to do that night. So come join us if you're around the Napanee area.
And these events, and when is that Napanee event again?
The 24th.
24th. So coming up in a couple weeks,
Mm-hmm.
the 24th, actually 10 days, and at the Napanee Public Library, and it is free as usual.
Yes.
And is there childcare at this event?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, there is. And
A
then
win for Napanee.
Yes, it is. We're just getting off the ground in Napanee, and we're really excited.
Wonderful.
And then Goshen Hospital is hosting one of our first discussion groups focused on teen behavior.
Oh, how
so if
great.
you're still struggling with a teenager
Cool.
and family conflict, come join us at Goshen Hospital next Tuesday.
Wow.
This coming Tuesday.
And major kudos to Goshen Hospital. Thanks for hosting such a great organization as Triple P. Trish, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Have a wonderful week.